Hello, and welcome back to my studio. Today I want to show you, I'm really excited because I did a masculine theme junk journal, art journal, bear journal, whatever term you want to use for it. So I just love the texture on this. But before I show you this journal, I'm going to show you a little note cards that I made also in a masculine theme. Okay, so these are made out of craft paper, and then I did plaid fabric accents. And the theme this week with my designs was, first of all, this is my first time making handmade envelopes. I don't know why I said that weird. So these are the envelopes, and this style, I don't know, it's sort of more of an office style. Well, it's being held closed by a safety pin here. So I wanted them to all go together, so they have sort of this coordinating theme. And then let me show you the cards that go with them. And then lastly, I will put the card on the envelope. So we have this. The theme is masculine, and also for somebody who appreciates these animals dressed in human clothes. I know there's a word for that, but I can't think of it. And then I added lined paper on the back. I used grid washi tape on, I think, every one of them, and the plaid fabric to tie them all together. So these are meant to, I did a little collage on the front of each, and then they're meant to write on the back or draw, whatever you choose to do. This one is the only one that flips up because there's a little cat there. Just a kind of a fun surprise. And then I love this bulldog. Bulldogs are one of my favorite dogs. I want to have a bulldog. And then he looks like, to me, he looks like he's dressed as a monk, which just makes me laugh. So there's all the cards, and they correspond with. The cool thing about hand making them is I was able to fit them to the proper size. So like this goes with this really big one. And then these ones I did sort of a tie closure. So you just open that, and then this one goes with him. Wait, then this one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. And then the very last one I just wanted to play around with making the envelope more rustic, so I sort of left this jagged, and then sorry if my hands are very dry. It's already getting really cold over here. Let's see. That one goes there, and this one goes here. So these two live together inside this one. Okay, let's move on to the journal. My first set of note cards. I was very excited and proud of those. Okay, so this is kind of a good example of finding a vintage book that speaks to you. This one's called The Miners, and I did cover up this part. Oh God, ignore my nails. And this part. Okay. And this one, it's more of a hidden binding because it's all done on the inside. And then here's a little leather tassel attached to a bookmark. And I only added this to the cover, which is like a leather studded decorative element. And then these felted fabric strips, and everything else is just as it was. So I'm practicing the simple as I like this. Just, I don't know what you call it, but just, it's like plain, yet there's that subtle pattern to it. I've decided anytime I take a book apart, from starting with this one into the future, I'm going to leave some of the original pages in there because I just think it's a cool way to honor the book and appreciate the original book. So here's some grid paper, wrapping paper actually, and then I added that little accent, and then inside here we have just writing paper and then a vintage image. The theme of this journal is mostly just something, and I say it's masculine, but I don't mean it has to be for a guy, because I don't know that men are junk journaling. They may be, but my husband does not understand junk journaling at all. He's like, he supports me, but he doesn't really understand it. So really the idea with this one is for somebody that wants a journal that doesn't have all the like girly, frilly details, and it's not overly feminine. It's more neutral, and it's also more plain. And I like the idea of keeping them more plain going forward, because it opens up for the person that gets it to be able to personalize it how they like. And I'm more passionate about the idea of selling supplies to somebody to create with than I am selling a product that's already pretty much finished. So that's the direction I'm heading with my journals going forward. And I may not be calling them junk journals. I may start calling them art journals, because I know that those terms are sort of used to represent the same thing. And I just like the idea of an art journal. That resonates with me. An old ad, more writing, more journal space. And then this is, like I said, those original book pages. And I just like the image. I kept some of the ones that I liked. And this is actually a giant pocket. It goes all the way down. And then there's the other side. I love this sort of industrial image there. Okay, more journaling space, an old blank certificate paper, and then we have a coffee dyed envelope here. So this is just pinned right here, and this is partially not glued, so you can open it, put anything in there, and then able to close it back down. An old dictionary page. This is a pocket right here. I really like this image. More journaling space, and more journaling space. Another vintage envelope. This ad made me laugh. Look what they call it, the peacemaker. Here's pocket, old certificate paper. This is a new one. I made a pocket out of recycled this bag. There's a postcard in there. I like this little earth shaped post-it. And then inside here we have a few more postcard and just paper. Okay, now we have this image that I printed. This one's from the Graphics Fairy, I believe. Don't quote me on that. She has some amazing images. If you haven't checked out, graphicsfairy.com. Very cool. A lot of these I pulled from books, and this was like an old game, and I liked some of the images on there. The other one that was from that was him. And there may be a few more. I liked this dictionary page's little image there. More of the original book page, front and back. I don't think I made that into a pocket. I just left it as is. Another one. Kind of goes with the ad. That little bitty gun. And then this, you can put pictures in there. So you just pull this down here. If I can get it. You can just peel that back and remove these and put in like your personal items. This is a vintage postcard, and this is another one of those images from that vintage cards that I have. Or vintage game, I guess I should say. And that's how I attach that. These grid papers, I just kind of think that it would be easy to either write directly on them or attach a paper, like glue a paper down and then write. I'll show you some of the details a little bit closer. So the idea with a journal like this, what I was thinking when I was creating it was this could be a great idea for if you want to sort of give your dad, if you want to gift something to your dad or your grandpa and you want to do something a little heartfelt and original, you could design the inside of the journal. So maybe you include pictures and journal down some of your favorite memories together. And then you give them the book, and it's like kind of like you handmade this book specifically, especially for them, honoring your relationship. I just think that could be really beautiful. And so that was sort of the thought behind this journal. And I hope somebody is able to find it and appreciate all the little details that I added in. I truly, truly enjoy making these and finding all the little doodads that go inside them. And I also am enjoying putting together craft lots for other people to create with. So hopefully I'm able to gain some traction sooner than later, because I am putting a lot of time and effort into this. And there's always that risk when you do something new. Like I'm converting my Poshmark and eBay to be more of a craft seller, a craft supply seller. So vintage fabric, vintage trim, now handmade journals, craft lots. So I'll include the links to my shops if you just want to see like what I'm up to and what I'm adding into my store. This will be in there along with my other junk journals. But I know they have to find just the right buyer, and I have to sort of experiment and see, is the market even interested in this at all? And if not, I just try something new, you know, just keep trying. If it's something I believe in it, I keep trying until I'm like, okay, let's do something different. Speaking of different, next week we are not doing journals because I don't want to burn you guys out and think that this is the only thing I do. I'm on this rabbit hole right now, but I'm wanting to do more, and we're in winter, so we're going to do upcycles, winter upcycles. I'll see you guys soon.